Hi, I'm here with London, and he's helping me today on Your Kentuckiana Home. What are we doing today?
We are here in Sellersburg for the Green Star insulation commercial. We are shooting for my dad and the insulators.
And where can they see your daddy this weekend?
Well, they can see my dad on WBNA 21 this weekend at 12:30.
On Your Kentuckiana Home. Thanks for joining us on Your Kentuckiana Home. I'm with Jimmy Atcher with Green Star Plus Insulators. Thanks for joining us today.
It's good. I'm glad to be here.
So we're at a house that is really new and needs insulation. That's so surprising to me.
Well, you'll find this more often than not. Insulation isn't really regulated that much, so you can have a new home that can fall short of where it should be code required. So that's why it's good to have someone come in and check things out to see where you are.
And there's different types of insulation that people can use normally when you have an existing home. You know, my thoughts go straight to the foam because that's what you hear on television all the time, but that's not necessarily the case.
Right. There are many options that you can use when it comes to insulation. You have your traditional insulation such as fiberglass and cellulose, and then you have the foam, which is it's the buzzword these days. So in a home like this, to add cellulose insulation to the attic will improve the comfort of the home greatly, and you could save up to 40%. Those things are approximates. So in this home, we expect Mr. Richardson to save up to 40%.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, he's going to bump his attic up to an R50. When we did the inspection of the home, he was around an R25, so we're going to add the difference there to get him up to an R50.
And what does that mean when you say R25, R50?
Well, insulation is rated in R values, or it's measured in R values. It's resistance to heat flow. So with standard insulation such as cellulose or fiberglass, that's where it's rated. With foam insulation, not so much. But that's where the ratings come in, is with R values.
So what's an average home then?
An average home as far as R value, the minimum code requirement is R38 in a new home. This home was built 7 years ago. At the time the code was R30. He was still a little bit below that. So we want to get him up to the Department of Energy code recommendations, which is R50.
So if someone is in a situation where they feel like that their house is not up to code, how do they reach out to you and start the process?
Well, we give free estimates, so they just need to give us a call. They can reach out to us that way. We have our website under construction right now. They'll be able to go to greenstarplusinsulation.com soon. Other than that, for now they can call 812-256-STAR.
Well, that's great. So they can just come out and you'll give them a free inspection and, you know, just to see what their house looks like right now.
Yeah, we'll come out and we'll visually be able to see the levels of insulation in the attic, or if there's a crawl space, if visually there's insulation there or not. If there's insulation in those areas and we can't really visually see where the defective areas are, I'll actually recommend that they hire a home energy rater that will come in and do a diagnostics on the house.
And so what's the difference between what you can do and what a home energy rater does?
Well, those guys, they come out, they can do infrared imaging, so they can tell what's behind the walls. So maybe there's an error, something missing behind the walls that needs to be addressed. Things that you can't visually see.
That really tests the envelope of your home, which people talk about a lot.
Yes, exactly. They do the whole envelope of the home where the windows are taken into account, the heating and cooling system and everything. Insulation's a part of that. So where we're at is to be able to see the visual part of the house, or the voids there that we can visually see.
And that helps you decide what insulation is best for that house.
Yes, it really depends. All three types of insulation are terrific. It depends on the application in the home. So we'll make those recommendations once we see what you have exactly.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back with the owner of this house, Michael, in just a moment. Hi, we're back here with Michael, a Green Star Plus insulation customer. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, I'm happy to.
So your house is beautiful, and it's been built not too long ago.
Yeah, just a few years ago.
So what made you decide to give Jimmy a call and check out your house since it's so new?
Well, we love the home, but we have on the extremities of our house, on the far right and far left side of our house, it gets really cold in the winter and really hot in the summer.
So Michael, you took advantage of the free estimate that Green Star Plus Insulators offers.
I did, and so as they came highly recommended, the first thing I did was reached out to them and made contact, and they were able to schedule an appointment with me within a week to come out, do a free estimate, and really walk through all of my options that were available to me.
And what were the options that they provided you?
So one of the ones that we're utilizing is the cellulose, but we had also talked about doing some foam, doing some bat insulation, and we felt like based on what we were looking at that the cellulose made the most sense.
And the reason you chose that one is because it's mostly the attic space that you need help with.
It is. So again, when they came out to do the on-site assessment, he immediately identified some areas where we were low or deficient, and a couple areas where we didn't have any insulation at all. So
they're actually here today doing the installation.
Yeah, and they've done a great job. So the guys got here early. They actually arrived on site before their scheduled time. Put the booties on their feet when they came in the house. Laid plastic down. They've been fantastic.
Oh, well, wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to being here again where it's nice and toasty in all of your house.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, it's been a great experience so far.
All right. Well, we'll be back with more Your Kentuckiana Home in just a moment. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you missed any part of the segment and would like to watch it again, check out our YouTube page or Facebook or some of the various channels on WBNA 21.
Your Kentuckiana Home is brought to you by Window World of Louisville.